The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, this is Monday's News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, government support for cyclone victims, 500 million kina hospital for Jiwaka, and player performance restores confidence. After visiting the cyclone-hit areas of Milne Bay province over the weekend, Prime Minister James Marape has announced that a National Executive Council meeting will be convened on Wednesday, April 22nd, to formalize the government's disaster response strategy.
Cyclone Myla, one of the most powerful storms to hit Papua New Guinea, is estimated to have affected more than 300,000 people across Milne Bay and neighboring regions, including parts of Bougainville, East New Britain, West New Britain, Morobe, and northern provinces. Prime Minister James Marape, after visiting the Milne Bay province, has announced immediate relief and long-term support measures for cyclone-affected areas. The government will address immediate relief requirements and also move into the next phase, long-term recovery and resilience building. This includes developing permanent and semi-permanent housing with solar energy, clean water supply, and improved communication systems, linking rural communities to district and national centers.
The national government will assist the provincial government in not just the immediate care and relief, but more importantly, going forward into the future, how do we make long-term lifestyle adjustments, especially, and I propose to Milne Bay Provincial Administration, see from the tents houses, house long, leap long, Saigon, Kokonas, Dimi tribe now by ECC, planning good. We plan together how many populations, how many families we have in the last of all islands, to the main islands like what we have here in Misima, and Good Enough, and Woodlark, and Esala, and the Losia Island, the big islands, as well as the mainlands.
Prime Minister Marape has completed his visit to some of the most remote and severely affected island communities following the devastation caused by Category 5 Tropical Cyclone Myla, describing the experience as deeply moving. Prime Minister Marape traveled from Alotau to Misima, Rossel Island, Woodlark Island, and the easternmost atoll of Budi Budi, identified as the epicenter of the disaster, where communities endured up to 8 days of continuous cyclone impact. The Prime Minister also acknowledged the support of international partners, noting the arrival of humanitarian supplies from Australia, New Zealand, the United Nations, and other partners into Alotau.
Cyclone Myla is the most severest that has hit us. And I want to say thank you to the Milne Bay people and those who have been affected. You have been very, very resilient. You have been very, very resilient, and I want to say that your resilience must be met by government assistance and government help. And I'm here physically to indicate to you the whole of government is being mobilized. I want to say thank you to Australia government as well as New Zealand and others. The same cyclone or the same wave of cyclone did affect New Zealand, has affected Fiji, has affected Solomon Islands and other parts of our Pacific.
He also acknowledged the vital role played by humanitarian organizations, including the Red Cross and other non-government organizations. Susan Oriape, TV1 News.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister, when visiting Samurai Island, assured the people of Milne Bay that funding of 5 million kina will be made to assist communities rebuild. The support comes amid further donation of supplies from Australian and New Zealand, UN and humanitarian organizations.
In the midst of many areas they could help, they are still also mobilizing help to send to us tomorrow morning. I'll be receiving at Alatau Airport, I'll be receiving over 3 tons of relief materials from the Australian government. New Zealand government's relief effort has come in. Our own government, we've transferring 1 million kina each to the affected districts for them to buy food, medicine, and immediate relief materials. We're also putting 5 million kina to the provincial government.
The country's economy has improved in 2025 with stronger fiscal and external balances, favorable commodity prices, increased foreign exchange availability, and business confidence and growth across both resource and non-resource sectors, says the Asian Development Bank 2026 Economic Outlook for PNG. The ADB report also reveals that production from the new Angore field boosted liquefied natural gas output, while the Porgera, K92, and Oktedi mines strengthened mining output.
In 2025, Papua New Guinea's economy demonstrated improvement characterized by stronger fiscal and external balances. This positive trend was supported by favorable commodity prices, enhanced the availability of foreign exchange, and increased business confidence. Growth was observed across both the resource and non-resource sectors, indicating a broad-based recovery. ADB Country Director Takafumi Kadono pointed out that the Asian Development Bank's 2026 Economic Outlook for PNG highlights key developments such as the production boost from the new Angore gas field with significantly enhanced liquefied natural gas output. Additionally, he said the mining sector saw strengthened performance from key operations including the Porgera, K92 and Oktedi mines, which contributed to increased overall mining output.
There's a growing recognition, of course, that without having that human capital development, the country is not going to grow sustainably or in an inclusive manner. So we will be putting more effort into health, education, skills. I have my colleagues sitting there working on education and skills too, and hopefully with that we can contribute to the human capital development at the same time.
However, despite these gains, Kadono explained that inflation rose during the year primarily due to domestic factors. He said this inflationary pressure was linked to rising costs in various sectors, influencing prices for goods and services within the economy.
And moreover, today's discussion highlighted that countries must look beyond the short-term responses, and as there were questions from the floor as well, we should balance that with our longer-term objectives, strengthening energy security, diversifying the economy, the revenue base, etc. And this is like very relevant to the ADEO's central message that these policy choices matter in the short term and in the long term. So we need to carefully calibrate these measures to address in this case, the immediate cost of living impact versus preserving that fiscal sustainability and moving forward with these long-term development goals.
As government look forward, Kadono says addressing inflation while sustaining economic growth will be crucial alongside fostering investments in renewable energy to enhance long-term resilience. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Papua New Guinea is a significant player in the global roundwood market, being the largest exporter of the tropical roundwood. However, the Asian Development Bank's 2026 outlook states that PNG's export of roundwood illustrates a concerning trend. The nation exports roundwood harvest without any value addition. This practice limits the economic benefits that could be derived from processed wood products.
While Malaysia and Cameroon also harvest considerable amounts of timber, they export much lower quantities of tropical roundwood compared to PNG. This highlights PNG's position as its high export rates indicate a reliance on raw materials rather than finished goods. Asian Development Bank senior country economist Sudumya Dahal, when presenting the 2026 ADB Economic Outlook in Port Moresby last Friday, April 17, 2026, says despite over half of the country's forest being designated for logging exports, the economic impact of the forestry sector remains minimal. Official statistics reveal that forestry contributes less than 1% to the national GDP, suggesting that the benefits of this extensive logging activity do not translate into substantial economic gains for the country.
That is, more than 90% of the forest is actually you can take it to the logging. But then, despite such a huge allocation for the economic activity, forestry's contribution to the economy is quite low. Revenue collection to the central government is also very low. And when we see the harvested roundwood see that it's only predominantly it's exported. So whatever roundwood export, which is very in the case of PNG, it's exported and there is no value addition.
He said this situation raises important questions about sustainability and economic diversification. He added that by focusing on value-added forestry operations such as furniture production or other timber products, PNG could enhance revenue from its natural resources, create jobs, and promote sustainable forest management practices. He said addressing these issues will be crucial for maximizing the benefits of the country's forestry sector. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
Meantime, ADB senior country economist Sudimna Dahal also pointed out that the lack of standardization in the forestry sector, making it difficult to estimate, administer, and collect forest-related revenue. Forestry revenue accrues from 6 sources: long export duty, royalty, levies, in-kind landowner premiums, permission and compliance charges, and corporate income taxes. Only log export duty and corporate income tax are collected by the central government. The remaining revenue streams administered by the Forest Authority remain outside central government accounts. The Non-Tax Revenue Administration Act 2022, which took effect in 2026, aims to bring all revenue from the 22 non-tax revenue agencies under central government accounts, but full implementation will proceed in phases.
And then whatever imported in other countries, there is a difference of 125% in the price. So it's quite a significant. And UNODC did an estimate and found about a potential revenue loss is about 1.5 billion between 2018 to 2022. Quite a significant amount of revenue loss.
You are watching TV1 News. When we come back, UNITEC calls for transfer of telecom training college.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's OneTalk wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our OneTalks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's OneTalk wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
When you're all in, anything can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
here, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaro, get up a big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, na mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, P&G and Mia. Buying P&G made.
Cold Power Citrus Blast uses stain-fighting active particles to remove dirt, grease and stains from your family's washing with less scrubbing and rubbing, reducing wear and tear and saving you time. Cold Power Citrus Blast has an amazing citrus fragrance that gives that extra freshness that will last all day long.
My hunch was right all along, scumbag. This is where you went. What do you plan to do to Samantha?
Senor Facundo, we've retrieved the money and the drugs. That's good. That's very good. What about the guy we helped to get acquitted? Is he with you?
Not yet, senor.
I'm losing my patience.
But I also know that I won't be at peace until I've gotten justice for Mokang's death.
Down to find it. Oh, he says to Sandon Smith, get out of here. Have you seen the in and shot? Cohen Hess. Field again. It's Preston. He positions to Manoa. Samoa, no look past Tupou. He's got it down. Logan, great vision. Lovely kick. Brooksy's there. Brooks is going to score. Farmani's in the air. Santorado Park. And the
Welcome back. Jiwaka province will soon have a level 5 hospital following a 500 million kina funding commitment by the Marape government. Health Minister Elias Kapawore said during a recent visit to the province launched the project. This marks a major boost to health services in the islands.
Jiwaka province is to benefit from a major health infrastructure investment, with the national government approving 500 million to construct a level 5 hospital. The announcement was made during an official groundbreaking and launching ceremony.
Level 5 hospital, the number 2 longen, you can put him on all extended campus, long all is a school of doctor, school of nursing, or kata ba stapelo same up to lawyer. 90 hectares and big ground ini used to good. Take a look Catholic Church, lawan pe lawan mimi, moklo go yet, so buying the whole quantum. Imi kimi process, easy see me go. That's all. Asking the employee me, let Jimmy Monsem, you need to start even blousing. No can continue long.
As part of the visit, the delegation consisting of Health Minister Elias Kapapore and senior health officials commissioned several health projects, including a new health center, solar power facilities, advanced day clinic, upgrades at Fatima Day Clinic, and medical storage facilities at Kurmul. The team also presented a Level 5 hospital accreditation certificate to Kujib Nazarene Hospital, allowing it to operate as a church-run Level 5 facility. Minister Kavapore also announced that 10 million has already been approved in the 2026 national budget to support early preparation work. The funding will assist the Jiwaka Provincial Health Authority and the North Wagi District Development Authority with land surveying, mapping, and fencing of the proposed hospital site at Fatima. The hospital was also praised for leading the country in implementing the community at post system under the new National Health Plan. Meanwhile, Jiwaka Provincial Health Authority has allocated 4 million for initial work, with construction activities expected to begin next month. Notwagi MP Benjamin Moole also pledged 1 million to support the project. Once completed, the new Level 5 hospital is expected to significantly improve access to specialist health services for Jiwaka and neighboring provinces. Joanna Pile, TVWAN News.
The opposition is raising concerns on how Prime Minister James Marape is handling the PNG Defense Force issues. They claim that the Papua New Guinea's Defense Force is being dismantled from within by a Prime Minister who lies, covers up, and rewards those who should be dismissed.
In a media statement, leader of opposition James Nomane raised concerns that Prime Minister James Marape has made an announcement through the media that he had sidelined Dr. Billy Joseph pending investigation. However, Nomane said that was a lie, as Dr. Billy Joseph has since been formally appointed Minister for Natural Disasters and Climate Change. He said this government promotes political convenience by not removing failing ministers, but repackaging them as political survival supersedes accountability every time. Nomane further stated that the proposed investigation itself is a fraud, as the Prime Minister's internal administrative probe, purportedly assisted by an Australian Defence Force official, is not and cannot be a substitute for a General Board of Inquiry as prescribed under Section 51 of the Defence Act 1974 and the Defence Boards of Inquiry Regulations 1978. A GBOI compels evidence under oath and delivers legally binding findings, as internal review has none of those powers. The opposition leader is claiming that the Prime Minister is not following the rule book.
The PNG University of Technology has once again renewed its call to the government to consider transferring the ownership of the telecom college to them. Vice-Chancellor Professor Ora Renagi made a bold call during the institution's 58th graduation ceremony at their Taraka campus in Lae.
In October 2024, the PNG University of Technology Council and Senior Executive Management Team outlined their submission to the National Executive Council regarding the transfer of ownership of the Telecom Training College in Lae. Vice-Chancellor Professor Ora Renagi had emphasized that the transfer and redevelopment of the Telecom Training College by PNG UOT will allow the university to expand and diversify the technical training courses available to non-school leavers, the rural populace, and businesses in the country. During the institution's 58th graduation ceremony on Thursday, April 16, 2026, Professor Renagi made another bold call, but this time directly to Prime Minister James Marape, to purchase the college for 50 million kina and transfer it to PNG UOT.
The 50 million kina will be money spent with value and more. Because the number of students that I can train when I take over the telecom college and transfer some of my courses to the telecom college and provide the training for degree holders, PhDs, master's degrees, diplomas and certificates from this college. From year 1 to year 1,000, it will far outweigh 50 million kina.
Professor Renagi said PNG has 450,000 primary school-age students in school, while only 35,000 complete grade 12. And out of that 35,000, only 15,000 secure spaces in tertiary institutions, while the other 20,000 grade 12 school leavers have to look for other.
Only 3% of young men and women starting from primary school are coming to the university.
This alarming statistic was recently detailed by the Minister for Higher Education, Kino Kafeo, where he challenged the university to enroll 50,000 students in 12 years' time.
So give me the telecom college and give me resources to build infrastructure, to employ staff, to build office space, to build staff housing, to recruit professors and lecturers, to graduate more students. This is the resources that we need to build the capacity to deliver the graduates that will go out into this country and build this nation to be a knowledge-based society.
Carmela Guare, TVWAN News, Lae.
Santela Ale, from East Sepik Province was in second year at the PNG University of Technology when her mother passed away. While many would have faltered in their journey, her late mother's advice echoed in her mind, encouraging her to keep striving regardless of their family situation. The Bachelor of Science in Agriculture graduate has consecutively topped her class from first to final year.
At the PNG University of Technology's 58th graduation ceremony on Thursday, April 16, 2026, a 24-year-old Bachelor of Science in Agriculture graduate humbly clutched her degree and her other accolades to her chest as she spoke of how she managed to consistently top her program. Chantella Alay was awarded Council Medal and Degree with Merit. She was the recipient of the School of Agriculture Prize Award for Best Overall Performance and recipient of the Pro Waste Management Prize Award for Academic Excellence.
Just thank the Lord for taking care of me over the past years till now. My dad for being the strongest support system for me. Both my family, my mom's side and my dad's side, and my auntie here in Ley, my dad's younger sister, for looking out for me since first year till now and adding on another 2 years to be in Unitec again. So thank you to all those people.
Ale is currently doing her Master of Science in Agriculture under the Graduate Assistantship Program, which is a PNG UOT scholarship that is awarded to top students. She spared a moment to remember her mom, the late Ruby Yapumi, as a foodie who knew the best spots in town. Her late mom would take her and her 2 younger siblings out to eat, where she would talk to them. Kamela Guare, TVWAN News, Ley.
And now the finance news. The Kina closed lower at 0.23008 US dollars in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, the Kina was buying 0.2234 US dollars, 0.3082 Australian dollars, 0.1814 euro, and 35.29 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all commodities closed the day lower except palm oil, which closed the day unchanged. And the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TVWAN News continues when we come back. Stay with us.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
And
Take me out my
When you're all in, anything can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
Start your day by doing the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate. Wake up. Brush your teeth. And smile. Start your day with Colgate.
You sabe tu awesome condom and one way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy? Tingim, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you no save long HIV status long partner blog you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Every story has a hero and a good villain.
Boom, boom, boom! Was someone trying to silence him?
Sometimes it just takes a couple things to go wrong, and then your whole life kind of, nosedives. The offspring of the famous are very vulnerable. It was one of the most gruesome crime scenes.
They honestly believe that they can get away with murder.
Welcome back. A total of 1,484 exhibits were brought out to sea by police and destroyed today. The exhibits, which included knives, axes, a wire catapult, homemade guns, fake number plates, and other offensive weapons, were confiscated by police during the street eviction operation. Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police Benjamin Turi confirmed that the operation codenamed street eviction involved 3 types of actions: removing vendors, arresting traffic offenders, and stopping and searching suspicious people and vehicles. Early this morning at Central Waigani, a woman was allegedly being sexually assaulted by 2 men in the drain that runs between Theodist and Young William and Sitokwi. An eyewitness employed by Equal Playing Field reported that the incident to this management. Equal Playing Field CEO Jackie Joseph, who advocates for safety for women and girls, condemned the act and called for more public safety measures. Equal Playing Field and Theodist have come out public to condemn the alleged sexual assault of an unidentified woman this morning in the drain that runs between both establishments. According to the eyewitness, an employee of Equal Playing Field reported that while on her way to work, she could see a woman being pushed to and from by 2 unidentified men. She said the alleged victim was calling out for help, but bystanders did nothing. Equal Playing Field Chief Executive Officer Jackie Joseph has condemned the alleged attack and appealed to the public to assist victims if they witness such incidents.
Amplifying that men, your role in the community is to protect. Your role is to protect women and girls. And to hear about this incident is very horrifying. We would like to please call on authorities to be able to take appropriate action over this incident. We also would like the call out to, if you're a bystander and you witness something happening, you have a responsibility to do something. We understand that sometimes your safety is at risk, and that's understandable, but if you are able to do something to protect your sister, your mother, you can do something.
Theodist Chief Executive Officer Kumar Balia has called on police and relevant authorities to clear loiterers and rubbish around the drain, saying the area has become a hotspot for criminal activity.
I'd like to request that that drain is kept clear of all rubbish and kept clear of all the things that are growing, all the bushes that's growing there that's enabling some of the criminal elements to hide in there. And if that can be done on a regular basis, as well as have security teams walk through to make sure that the area is safe, especially when people are going to work and going home after work.
As of the time this report was filed, no formal police complaint has been laid regarding the alleged incident. Number One Super Limited commenced its 2026 Super Seminar and Exhibition in Port Moresby, which began last week, that brought together members, employers and partners for learning and engagement. The Port Moresby session has ended and the NS Health team will prepare for a similar event to be held in Ley on 24th of April. The Number One Super's Employer Conference focuses on improving financial literacy with sessions on how superannuation works, tax on super, investment and member services. In regional news, the percentage of young people in Canberra who have tried vaping has almost tripled since 2018. But Canberra's first dedicated vaping support service says young people are motivated to quit taking the initiative themselves to tackle nicotine addiction.
Quitting vaping has been a long journey for Cameron Owens-Gale. The 28-year-old has kept the habit for the last decade, but when he started having difficulty breathing, he knew it was time to give up for good.
Sharp pain in my chest when I breathe sometimes, not all the time, and then just like persistent coughs, like a chest infection that'll go on for too long, far too long.
Despite unregulated vapes being illegal since 2024, he says he can still easily access a vape and use it anywhere.
It's the ability for you to smoke it anywhere at any time that makes it really dangerous, because then there's no separation. There's no need to step outside the pub and have a ciggy because there's no smoke indoor laws. You can just get away with it in the bathroom.
E-cigarettes were introduced to help people quit smoking, but data shows the most common reasons young people are vaping are out of curiosity or because they think it tastes better. Nurse practitioner Diane Bowden says the reasons young people vape are complex.
It could just be a fact of, okay, they've started doing it because of peer group pressure and now they're addicted. But there is definitely that element that are using vapes for stress management, anxiety, depression.
She works at Canberra's first dedicated vaping support service, Nicotine Knockout, and says young people are motivated to quit and are joining the program.
Just having a program in place that is specifically designed for young people and looking at all aspects of why they're vaping, not just the addiction side of it. I think just moving forward, it will just continue to grow.
A small step forward in tackling a growing health problem.
The industry that drives Australia's economy is going through a massive transition. Researchers say 50% of the mining industry is expected to be automated within 4 years.
Mining at arm's length. Truck drivers and drill operators at Australia's biggest gold mine have transitioned to the comfort of an on-site office.
So we're the first gold mine to put in autonomous trucks, and we're now moving towards autonomous drills as well, to really move a lot less people into the mine and a lot less interactions inside the mines.
To improve productivity and worker safety, the industry has been pushing to automate.
The Australian mining industry has been a highly innovative industry for a number of years, and certainly over the past decade, a lot of those innovations have really started to bear fruit.
At this mine, employees have been given a choice to retrain or leave.
Over time, we've reduced some people. We went through a pathway of actually letting some people go that wanted to continue driving trucks, but the majority of people stuck around.
As automation and artificial intelligence changes the face of mining, unions say companies should tread carefully.
How they actually consult with their workforce and what they do about assuring them and finding them alternate duties and supporting them through that process. We're finding varying levels of engagement and support.
Unions are also concerned about jobs being moved off-site. Some jobs in the Pilbara have been replaced with roles in automated control rooms thousands of kilometres away in Perth.
Federal and state governments have pumped a lot of money into these communities to make them habitable. If you take those jobs away, what do those communities then become?
A brave new world for the mining industry and its workers.
You're watching TVWAN News. Later in sports.
Johnston with some room to move. Alex Johnston, he kicks it again. This should be a try. Alex Johnston did.
It's an unstoppable rush. Taking that extra mile, pushing beyond the limit and making it happen. Fueling the passion for rugby and empowering the next generation. Feel the power.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
Help stop the spread of germs and protect your loved ones with Protex. Here are some simple hand washing tips. Use soap or liquid hand wash. Vigorously scrub hands in circular motion. Scrub in between fingers and nails. Do not forget the back of the palm and around the wrist. Rinse with clean running water. Dry hands with a clean paper towel or cloth. Protex. Clean hands, good health.
Use Savetu Wholesome Condom and Wambla way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy. Tingim, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you know save long HIV status long partner blog you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Ready for the world, so is your TISA Visa card. Visa keeps you moving wherever you go, Papua New Guinea or abroad. Seamlessly pay for travel, dining, online shopping. Easily access your funds and instantly track your expenses. Every tap comes with security, trust, and peace of mind. Unlock the world of possibilities. And it all starts with the new TISA Visa card.
Where's my daughter? Me no service sister. Friends blame Nadia trying to ring him at the solemn nansa.
Ayo, this like picking in back over.
Hector.
Hey. Come visit us on a
You may look him stab. And by still trust him, you time and find out no something you make him.
Now when we save him sa company, no one kind problem you will make him. Just admit that's all. I'm doing you a favor.
No. You do not make him dispel on me.
Spine-tingling atmosphere here. One of the greatest origin matches we've ever seen.
Welcome back. PNG Antas head coach Paul Highton has praised Gun Centre Bruce Bawase for his superb performance on Saturday that helped end the Hunters' 4-game losing streak. Bawase's hat-trick was a big moment and highlight of his playing career, so far especially in his debut season at the QRL level.
Again. What can he do this time?
Ipswich Jet dominated the second quarter of the first half to lead 18-10 at half-time, but the contest turned its head when Bawase of West Sipi Kandiwalan heritage made a barnstorming run to score the first of 3 tries. Bawase constantly exposed the Jets' left edge defense with his speed, power and determination, adding 2 more tries to his individual tally to put the Hunters in front and eventually got the win.
The go-to man. Oh, he goes right through. Go Bruce Bawase. He's going for a hat-trick this afternoon.
Ayton lauded the entire squad for their resilience and discipline while singling out Bawase for a standout performance.
Terrific player. He's been with us for a couple of years, and it's really, really happy for him to get out there. Still a few things, but he's like that at training as well. He gives his 110%, so really happy for him to get his hat trick.
Bawase joined the Hunters program in 2024 after impressing in the junior Kumuls under coach Joe Grimmer. His development was set back by an ACL injury in pre-season, after which he was released to focus on recovery and rehabilitation. He re-established his form at the Digicel Action Mobile Cup level in 2025 and earned another opportunity with the Hunters this year, a chance he's taken with both hands. The Hunters will look to build on this momentum as the Host Plus Cup season progresses to round 7 this weekend against the Burleigh Bears on the Gold Coast, Queensland. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Supporters came in numbers at the Ron Albert Oval in Madang as home team MPG contest hosted its first Digicel Action Mobile Cup match. Contest faced a high-spirited Central Dabaris side to succumb defeat by 30 points to 16.
The clash between the Central Dabaris and Kandas proved a tough match with high-end energy displayed by both teams. However, the experienced Dabaris side were too classy, winning in a big scoreline. Kandas couldn't put up the same performance from last week's win. Into the 7th minute of the game, Dabaris speedstar Douglas Pirika scored the first try with a successful conversion, putting them ahead 6 points to 0. Kandas' try came in at the 18th minute by Stanza Tandoa. The conversion wasn't successful. A second try by Kandas from Bob Nale with an unsuccessful conversion again. But the tries put the Kandas take an early lead, 8 points to 6. The experienced Dabaris made a comeback with 2 tries in the 32nd and 33rd minute with successful conversions, placing them in front by half-time with 16 points to 8. Kandas coach Stanley Tappen said it was the first loss on home soil, but it was a good match. He said there are areas to fix after yesterday's loss and will focus on improving their ball work.
Being our first home game and being based in Madang, but that's the way it went. So now that we're in Madang, now we've got a stable here, we can work hard this week now. Try to bounce back, but look, credit to Dabari and go back and training hard for our boys.
Susan Oriape, TV1 Sports.
A proud night for Papua New Guinea's indigenous team as they were recognized among the best at the 2026 National Indigenous Cricket Championships presentation night on Sunday, 28 April in Mackay, Australia. The top awardees included Men's Player of the Round to Michael Charlie. Top Performing Player was given to Henau Thomas, and Tonli Ura picking up the Player of the Championship, a fantastic achievement across the board, showcasing the talent, discipline and spirit of Papua New Guinea on the national stage. Congratulations to all players and staff. The PNG Barramundis return to Port Moresby to prepare for the ICC T20 World Cup qualifier in Japan later this month under head coach Tim McCaskill. The St. George Illawarra Dragons have parted ways with coach Shane Flanagan after a winless start to annual season. The Dragons slumped to their 7th straight loss to start the year on Saturday night when they fell to South Sydney 30-12.
After taking charge at the start of 2024, Flanagan finishes with a 9-36 record as Dragons coach. CEO Tim Watford said a decision on an interim coach will be made in the coming days as the Dragons look to regroup before Saturday's Anzac Day showdown with the Roosters. Having coached the Sharks to a drought-breaking premiership in 2016, St George Illawarra officials were confident Flanagan would lead the club out of a challenging period when he took over from Anthony Griffin. The mentor's tenure started with plenty of optimism, and there were positive early signs for the club. St George Illawarra finished 11th in 2024, just 2 points outside the top 8 to lay the foundation for what was hoped to be a run to the finals last season. The arrival of Clint Gatherson, Damien Cook and Valentine Holmes shaped as the senior players required to get the team over the hump, but injuries and a string of losses in close games ultimately crippled the Dragons' chances in 2025. After a promising start to the campaign, the Dragons currently sit last on the ladder as the only winless team in the competition. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And now the weather for